Please, have we opened this on our system? I don't know why my own system is hanging. It is well, you. Please, can I get feedbacks? Okay, so the first notebook we'll be working through is the NumPy array, and this is locally and it's loading as if we had to consume internet. It's fine. Okay, please, are we up with us? Can we comment, please, so that I can be sure we are together? How many of us are ready to get our hand working through NumPy? I don't believe we. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why my system has to load as if I'm consuming data to do this, but it's all fine. It's loading locally as if it's using internet. Okay, thank you. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, the other one is not active. The other one is not active. Yeah, they are not active. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sorry, please. It's local too. It's not using data, but we don't know what is that. It's Nigeria factor then. Everything has to be Nigeria factor when you don't know what is happening. That's on the lighter mood. Okay, so this is what we'll be working through. We'll do about 2 notebooks, and I will expect us to explore other notebooks and ask questions where necessary. Because the beauty of data science is more in the doing than most of. That's why my PowerPoint slides just add basic needs. So okay, so this notebook also has some note for us. So NumPy is a linear algebra library for Python. The reason it's so important for data science with Python is that almost all our libraries in the PyData ecosystem relies, I think I've said that majorly, that every other library relies. So you cannot joke with the foundation, and that is NumPy. So you must understand how NumPy works, so that when you are bringing in other libraries, you will know. That means no matter what you're doing, you will always have to install or import NumPy before you start anything. Okay, so these are also some things we need to note. I think just of I've taken my time to start reading too much things, like too much details. I don't know, but for me, I just noticed that there is a need for me to always read a lot of things. So permit me. I just want to read again. NumPy array are the main ways we use NumPy throughout the course. NumPy array essentially come in two flavor. I think I've explained this in my slide. Vectors and matrices. We know what vectors are. We know what matrices. Vectors are one dimension. Matrices are 2 dimensions. Okay, I think that also explains that. So yeah, some of the basic ideas we must have. So the first thing as we begin is to import NumPy. You see, I'm not writing any code. You just need to run that cell. So how do you run? You possibly come here and click on run inside that cell, or you do shift enter. So you will see it run. Can you see it? My just run. Now look at this second one. So I'm declaring a variable and I'm assigning, because saying this, you already know this is an array. I'm assigning values inside it. And can you see I have 3 elements inside this particular array. But because in array, indexing starts from 0, 1, 2. So, but these are just basic things I'm sure you are acquainted with. So I'm trying to run. So the second line is asking me to print whatever I have stored inside that particular array. So look at the second one. Now this is we trying to use Python list, and now we're trying to use. Look at the second one. So you're just trying to use creating that same array. Look at, so how do we use array? Yes, that NumPy. I told us the conventional name we use is np.array. That is, this is we trying to use a particular function in getting this. So can you see the difference between this? This is telling us that this is an array. This is just displaying the value I have inserted. Do we get that concept? So these are some of the things that NumPy will help you do. So let's move on. I know these are basically for the people here. So okay, so this is another way. Okay, I think we just did this now. So this is another array having different. This is a matrix because it has dimension 0, 1, 2. When you start having to separate it that way, so the same thing trying to show out the array. We have everything displaying, because that's matrix. The same thing here, we have to display, we're trying to call that array again, my list. It's just these are basic things, but we just need to understand how most of these things work. Yeah, those are the things that are very important. Okay, look at this again. We're having a matrix. The first one, 0, 1, 2. That is in when we call about index. This is an array, this is an array, this is an array. So every of these, because it's more than one dimension, so you understand how these work. So I just ran it again. So the same thing I'm trying to call. Can you see this? I'm trying to call an array function to display. So that's the difference between. And if you notice, also I'm having the same data type and I'm having the same size. Can you see? This is what? Can you see 1, 2, 3? For you, you can see 3 here. The same thing, you can see 3 here. So they are also the same size. So these are some of the things you need to take notes when you're trying to use array. So these are some of the inbuilt functions. There are a lot of inbuilt way to generate arrays. Can you see another one? So I like you to also please take note of this. Your shift tab gives you an expression of what is just an int to make you understand. So a range now is, look at what it's doing. That means it's starting from what, 0, and then stopping from what, 10. So if you follow this order, these are the things that is other parameters are not in, but these are the two ones that is used between 0 and 10. So that means if it's going to display within this interval, it's going to show us from 0 to 9. These are just some of the concept notes. Now look at this again. Did you got this shift space? It's going to help you to, it's just going to give you hints to have an idea of what it's doing. So look at this now. It's giving us start what's 0, and what ranges are now. The normal ranges we work with, range of, okay, give me a number between the range of 5. It just gives you 0, 1, 2, like that. And if you're trying, so this is another one we're trying to do. So that simply means we are doing our start, our stop, and step. And you see, it's starting from where? Starting from this, but in what step? It's working with 3. Can you see that's the step? So 3 plus 3 plus 3 until it goes off our stop. If you try changing this to something else, let's say we're trying to change this to 12, for example, it okay, let me use something a bit more. Can you see? So you can always, so it just depends on what you're trying to solve. And it's very fast. We talk about consumption of memory the other time. So you can see it's very fast because we're trying to use a built-in functions. It has a lot of functions that can walk through what you want to do, your operation as quick as possible, and it consumes less memory. Yeah. So these are also some of the things that NumPy can help us do. It generates arrays of zeros and ones. So you want to generate arrays of, look, when you come here, this is a function. Please let's take note of that. So it tells you, can you see shape, the data type, and the order. But yeah, it's just giving you the shape. That means is what? That is 0, 0, 0. So the same thing here. Can you see this for zeros, this for ones? You see. So now look at this one. The shape. Now look at. I like you take your time to the shape, the data type, the order. Now someone said they can't see my screen. Okay. Okay. I believe we are still together, right? My screen is still up. Someone just said they can't see my screen. I hope the person can see now. Made of these things are doing, you just need to be conversant with them. So look at this. This is an array of rows and columns. So if you look at what is here, how many rows do you have? How many columns do you have? So it's left for you to see from this. I won't be saying that, but from you can use it in rows, and these are and columns. Do we get that? Rows. I think I know we should know what rows and columns are, and because it is not going to now. What are you seeing now? Can you see me now? Can you see my notebook now? Apply for. They want to test your basic ideas. Okay, can you perform this? Your basic things. And basic things are the things people ignore. That's why I'm taking my time to explain this. And because most of us are beginners, so I'm taking my time so that look at how it's working. You might not really be able to see the space. Well, when there is a need, you will always have materials you can run to. Okay, I think I've seen something like this before. Okay, I think I've seen a function. That's why I had to share the materials and all of that. So I may not be going through all of the things like that. But like now, you can see how to use array here. You can see how to use some built-in functions, the zeros, the ones. Every beginner class will always have some of these materials, and I believe we are following. So when we talk about l- line space, it talks about returning evenly spaced numbers over a specific interval. So somebody could just, you could just have a notebook that say, okay, return. So if you are not used to that function, you might not be able to. I mean, you just think it's the normal even number. You just have to write a function yourself. But these are inbuilt functions that could help you do this easily. Look at this now. It's giving us our stats just the same way. If you come here at the side of the function and you shift space rather, shift tab, you'll be able to see what this particular function and all of the things you are seeing here, they are the attributes or parameters of that. It depends on the background they are coming from. So they are the parameters for this particular function. It has a start, it has a stop, the number, the endpoint. It's not every of the, it might not mean all of the attributes or the parameter or the whichever way, like I said, it's because it depends on the background they are coming from. So, but yeah, these are the attributes for this particular. You can see that means this is by using our zero as our start, by using our n as 10, and the step here is 3. So we are working from 3. So that means from 3, what are the even numbers you have here in 3 interval? 0 plus 3, that's 3. 3 plus 3, that's 6. These are just the intervals. Look at the returns heavily spaced numbers over interval. Look at this again. This 0 is the same thing like the one we did, and the numbers are what 50. These are our starts. This is our stop. I want to believe we're also trying this, and we're also having results. Please, if you have any challenge running your notebook, please you can signify on. I'm going to another different place. You can signify on the chat space. Now we're also going to another particular now that one helped us to see. The one we did the other time was much of vector. Now we are talking about matrix and we use a function called ice. So the ice now is going to give us 3 by 3 matrix here. Can you see? So but the function has inbuilt of zeros and one. Just need to take your time to understand what the output looks like. Okay, okay. From this, that simply implies that this particular function will do this. So it's just about you, I mean, you might not be able to explore all the functions, but but you must know, this is just to help you to see a wider difference between your Python and your. I mean, if you want to use this in Python, you need to start writing the function. You say define functions, giving it a particular, parameter, define your method inside it, now return it. But look at this. With this particular inbuilt function, operations are made more easier. You can do a lot of amazing stuff on yourself by yourself rather. So this is another particular function in NumPy. So random. NumPy also has a lot of ways to create random numbers array. Can you see this now? So because I mean I've seen a lot of quiz, I've done a lot of competition that especially they've asked us to use random in a good way. Like, okay, they ask us to write a function that at the end of the function give your answer in a particular order or generate random number. I mean, these are some of the things that could be tested at any time. Okay, someone says getting MPIN error. That means you did not run that, or you do not have. But I am sure that just go back and run your import NumPy as NP. Go back there and run import NumPy as NP. That means you've not run that. And if you are sure, but be sure that me, I'm lost. Somebody said the person said he's lost. Please, I think you can be more detailed so that a lot of people are lost. Please, you can be more detailed so that we can know where to return to. So it is all very important. I know that will have been shown how to install Anaconda, and a good number of us will have Anaconda installed. You can't be lost actually because you have the notebook with you and you can explore the notebook at any time, and you can always reach out to us on the WhatsApp group or Slack. So if you are lost, can be more detailed so that we can know where to pick you. Okay, I hope our lead will answer that if this section is being recorded. So these are just basic operations of NumPy that we are working through. I still want to take time so that I'm on the way, so I can't access. Please. Okay, somebody's. Yes, thank you. Lead. The lead has already said the same thing I said now. So if you're having error with your MP, that means you have to. Okay. Fine. So I believe we are together. If we are together, please can you signify on the chat, please? If we are together. Just write we are together. Okay, thank you, Olayinka. Yeah, thank you, Isaac. Okay. Oh, thank you, my lead. Okay. I still need others together. So I believe that so Demo is trying to run again. Just run again from the beginning. Please, once you have that error, that simply means, and another thing as data scientists is to, and especially as developers generally, is ability. Yeah, someone just said, will I take a private class if I jump at any? I know my lead is there to solve most of the challenge because as I speak to you, I'm not too strong, but no problem. Just tell me. I mean, I'll be there to respond. Obviously, I will respond. I'm always online. I think that's one thing that I've tried doing well, to stay online, like stay online. So don't worry. If you have any challenge, just message me, and the lead also is there. You can message any of the tutors. We are there. We are there to serve the community. If that is not the concern, I mean, I might not be here today, but because what is important is that we build a community, an ecosystem in Ibadan that can strive. I mean, that's my own ideology. A community that can strive, that we can go to different competition and do a hackathon within ourselves and do amazing stuff, build, models that can be deployed both locally and all of that. It's already you already have that line. They just run that line. And I just showed us how to run lines. So you can do it two ways. If you're this is the cell that has import. Okay, let me go there. This is the cell that has import NumPy as NP. Just click on this run, or inside it, you just press shift enter at the same time. Shift enter at the same time. It will run. So you just continue running others. Just take your time to understand what each lines of code means. That's exactly where the work is. Having an understanding of what the lines of code. Let me just run through this page and be sure that we at least we've treated one notebook. So I'm going back to random. I've told us what random, generating a particular random number. So that is random is. I want to start from where we stopped. Okay, yes, random. Random is different from random. That's the point I want to make. NumPy allows a lot of way to create random numbers array. But ram creates an array of given shape and populate it with random samples from a uniform distribution over zeros and one. Over zeros and one. Now look at the two now. So let's try doing this. Please do. Oh, I missed that part of the class. Yes, just you are already if you are in the notebook. If you're in the notebook, just take your time to run from the beginning. You cannot start from where we are. You need to run from the beginning. The same thing goes to everybody, please. Even when if you have to stop something and you know that your camera has stopped, you have to restart your notebook at any moment. Yeah, you have to restart. Even when you are sure that it is running, you can just go back to restart something. Maybe you just want to rerun everything. I know you have been taught how to use notebook because now we're already almost taking more advanced classes, really. Because these are the now that we've done because the prerequisite for coming to this level is that we understand Python. Python is what we are working with. Okay, so let me return back to our random. Okay, I was trying to walk through this. Look at this now. It's generating. Can you see? It's random numbers between zeros and one that it is going to generate. Can you see what it's generating? You can see what I'm saying. Can you see? It's because it's random. Can you see? So that means your value might not be my value because it's random. And also it's generating a random sample. But when you use rand, that simply means between zeros and one. So this means it's going to generate two. You can just explore. Can you see? It's going to generate three different, but still within that sample of zeros and one. So you just have to watch whatever you're doing. So if I change this to 4, you understand what it's going to generate for me. But that random number, so you can express. It's not as if it's a static thing, but it depends on what you're trying to do. Okay, when do I need, and what you need to start building is, okay, will I need this particular function? When will I need this particular method? So these are some of the things you have to explore more. This is just a notebook to just explain. There are a lot of things you cannot explain, or you will always need them at some point in time. But it's not left for you to know, okay, these are the things that I need at this moment. These are the things I need at this moment. These are the things I need at this moment. I think you understand that. So perfect. So we can move on to another random function. Look at this run. Look at what it means. Return a sample or samples from the standard normal distribution. For people who are in statistics, they understand better what standard normal distributions are. You know what distributions are, your p-value and all of that. The statistics guys could explain better. Okay, perfect. So Dimu, you are welcome. Now that you are with us, fine. So so these are some of the things. So out of those big grammars, and you feel me, I don't know statistics, I don't know. There are a lot of functions that can do those things with you at a moment. It just generates for you. So it depends. So you just have to explore more. And you see this one is generating two. Look at this one. So this is going to generate two columns. Yeah. Sorry, it's just generating values for us. Yeah. So look at your MP. Look at this now. So it's generating random. I don't forget that it's going to be. Don't forget the notes, please. Your zeros and one. That is the values it's going to be generating for you. Unless you are not using that particular one. So look at this one, is generating so 5 by 5. So if you look at the random, I've told you many times. So you can always do this. Can you see random? You are trying to look at. Can you see what this implies. You can click on this plus to see more. There are a lot of things you can use. So if you want to understand how something works, can you see? It's trying to explain sigma. Can you see? You can explore as many ideas. Can you see? It's your D1, your D0, D1 until your DN. So you can go as far as anything. That's your DN. That is to the end with whatever you think you need. So look at this. It's generating 5 by 5, and because it's random, so it's going to be generating your standard normal distribution whenever you are using this. I believe we understand what I am saying. Perfect. Yeah, our time is fast spent. I don't know when this section is supposed to end, but I'll be running through one more notebook. So, like I said, you can explore your maximum, your just have at the back of your hand the differences between Python list and your array. That will make your work faster. So run as many notebook as you can. There are a lot of stuff down here, data type. I mean, this is a particular, so you're trying to get the data type for a particular, this, if I run this now, it will be wrong because I've not run this particular ARR library, So just take your time to understand. I'm trying to explain something now. Can you see? Not define, because I cannot just run. So if I'm asking you to walk through it, you cannot leave a process before you get to the output. That's why we talk about algorithms, a process before something becomes, a step-to-step instruction. So I can't come here. So I possibly some of the errors that Sojimo was getting the other time. I can't run this because where I declared this has not been run. Do we get that? These are some of the things you must. So when you see this error, you don't have to go to Google. You just have to take your time. That's something ARR. So you go back and start looking. Where was ARR declared? Can you see? They have been using it. Can you see? Where was ARR declared? I'm trying. Okay, it was declared here. It's not even here. Can you see? Can you see what I'm saying now? You just have to take your time to take notes of this thing. Oh, amazing! Can you see where it was declared? This is where it was declared. Can you see this? What I'm saying? I believe you understand what I'm saying. So when I run those things again, now, it will work because I'm running the right thing. I'm working through what is necessary. So that's one of the things that we need to take notes as developers. Okay, what again do I need to show? Okay, let me go through another notebook. I know you have all of these materials with you, so I'll be going through operations. Uh, okay, let me go through operations. Explore, or you can ask me questions. You can private chat me on WhatsApp. You can ask in the general group. Can you see these operations? I think I explained. These are one of the things that was my major concern when we were talking about Python list and all of that. So NumPy operations, arithmetic, we are used to all of this. Can you see what I was saying here? You having to do arithmetics, between arrays. You might not, you won't be able to do using this. You won't be able to do using your normal Python list. Okay, now amazing. Now I believe we understand what we're seeing in this notebook. Just take a time to digest this. Now let's walk through this together. Okay, it's a basic code. Okay, look at this. We use arrange. Do you remember arrange? We use arrange when we are doing our NumPy array for people who are following. So look at this. You are importing NumPy as MP, and array is a variable, and you are assigning inside that array ARR MP dot. So that is, you are getting a range of 0 to 10. That is 0 and 9. If you are getting that, so you are saying whatever the value here is, you are adding the value here. Can you see? It's going to add it together and generate another new value. Can you see? If you times it, you're going to generate another new value. That same, array is doing this. Minus, can you see? It's doing that. Now one on division by but an error. Can you see one on division by error, but not an error? Just replace with none. It's not an error. It will just replace that first one with none. is nothing. I mean, trying to do that first one will not give you any value because it's just replacing it with no. Also, warning, but not an error. When you are doing instead of infinity, when you divide one with all the value, can you see this was infinity? Yeah, warning is different from error. I think we are because as you work, at times at times when you're trying to install something, pip install something, it tells you warning that your PIP is having a lower version. Warning is just trying to tell you you can take precaution on this, but it doesn't mean it will not work. But error, that simply means something is wrong with the syntax, something is wrong somewhere about the code. These are just things. And look at this now. So we need to take note of all of this. Now, what does this mean? That is, you're saying raised to power. This is what this means now. I need us to, okay, let me move a bit down so that we can see what I'm saying. What does star star means? I know we've done operations. Star star. Can somebody tell me that on the let it be interactive? What does star star mean? Is anybody telling me that? Star star. And even from what you can see, you should be able to tell me something. I'm waiting. Thank you. Olayinka, raise to power, exactly. So you just need to, so that when they are saying, okay, do this operation, you understand the parameters to use, you understand how to go about it. Thank you. Yeah, that shows that people are following me. I appreciate that. Okay. Universal array. Look at this now. There's some of taking square root of that particular. Don't forget when we declare that array. So now we are using. Can you see? This is a function. This is another function, exponential. No, the statistical guys. These are some of the things you need to take note of. Okay. So can you see this max? You want to get the maximum of that particular array, and from from what it gives of 0 to 9, the maximum of that is 9. And if you do minimum, what will you get? I want to hear. For here, I want you to use the chat room. If you do minimum there, what should we get? You can run it before saying it, but from one of the things about data scientists, they you can do intuitions too. You can do based on the information you have, based on what you understand. You can do intuition. Okay, I think this, I think this. So what will the minimum of that particular variable that was declared? What will they give us? I'm waiting. I want to be sure we are together in this class because we are almost ending. So if we do minimum, okay. If we do minimum here, somebody was thinking of 0, but person was not too sure. That was why the person didn't say anything in the group. Okay, so you can use there are a lot of operations you can do, mathematical operations, logic, and all of that. And you see sign of that array, the log of the array. Yeah, like you see, you are saying infinity doesn't mean that it doesn't have an end. I mean, that doesn't have an end. But whichever way, it doesn't simply it also does not mean that you are having an error. These are some of the things. Okay, great job. That's all we need to know for now on this. So I don't know if there are questions. You still have some materials you can go through. I don't want to run through all of it. I don't know if there are questions before I go and before I hand over to my lead. I also appreciate the opportunity to take us through. Sorry if maybe I don't know if you don't hear my voice very well or something because I'm just trying to be fine. Really, in fact, I know the lead will be surprised I'm taking all through the class because the plan was possibly stop at some moment. But I enjoy this than not any other thing. I enjoy impact, I enjoy collaboration, I enjoy building an ecosystem and all of that. So thank you very much for having me. I believe that with this you understand what NumPy arrays are, you understand how to use built-in functions, you understand how to do operations using NumPy and all of that. So you can explore as more. And the other one is indexing and selection. You have that normal idea from array. Indexing simply means from 0, 1, 2. I know there are things you will understand if you have a good background in Python. NumPy is very simple for you, and you can now start looking at it from a data scientists, though they have limitations. That's why other libraries were built, because like I told you, NumPy will always work with the same data type. And I mean, all our data can always be the same data type. That is when other libraries. I know as we take the other class, I know that some of the things we'll be doing in the other class. Why do we need to use Pandax? Because you must ask your questions, all of those questions. You must ask yourself all of those questions. Why do we need this? So I will explain to you why we need NumPy. Now, why do we need other things? NumPy will always work with the same data type. Then we might not always have to have or the same, data type. I mean, all our data, when you see good tables, do you have to see the same data type at the same time? No. So basically, these are the things. I don't know if there are questions before I stop sharing my screen. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you everyone for being a part of the class. And I so much appreciate. Thank you, our lead, for this privilege. I did not take it for granted. And thanks for everyone that has